This is Lola Lee T.
Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. It looks like the CEO of the Zeus Network, Lemi is not playing. He is not playing with Chrisean. And let me just start off with, this post that he posted last night. He says, truth is we all got a sad story. Either make it your excuse or your motivation. Prayer hands. And Lemi is over there on Instagram posting private messages between him and Chrisean. It seems that Chrisean is wanting her money from the Zeus Network, and Lemi is saying that they do not have to pay her because she breached her contract. And he's saying, Chrisean, please leave me alone. So let's get into some of these messages here. So we have Chrisean in the gray and Lemi in the blue. Chrisean says, what's up with my money? No good morning, no good afternoon, just what's up with my money? And this was today. So he says, Chrisean, you are in material breach of your contractual obligations. Accordingly, we are under no further obligation to provide any additional compensation or consideration of any kind. I strongly advise you to review the terms of your executed agreement in full, as it clearly outlines the consequences of such a breach and the limitations of your entitlements therein. So the reason why I said, no good morning, no good afternoon, the reason I said that is that, when I try to deal with people, I try to deal with them, professionally, because you're dealing with a man that's CEO of a network. You're dealing with a person that has lots of money. This would not have been my approach, but this is Chrisean's approach. So anyway, she says, so you not giving me no money? I stayed, participated, and blanked on me. The least you can do is pay me. So he says, Miss Rock, the very least you can do is refrain from sending frivolous or irrelevant messages merely because you have exhausted your financial resources. As previously stated, you are in material breach of your contractual obligations. I don't know what that is. Consequences and remedies applicable in the event of a breach. And even when they were doing, the auditions, I always told people, read your contract, read your contract. These networks, they have lawyers that are doing these contracts. So you gotta read your contract if you can understand that lingo, or you gotta take that to a lawyer and have the lawyer sit down with you and go over the contract. If you all remember, I believe it was Baddies. Was it Baddies East? Chrisean was kind of in and out. She didn't stay. She, would come and go. And I think they probably still paid her. So maybe she felt like if she went back on Baddies USA, she could do the same thing and they would still just pay her. But they're saying, not this time, not this time. Yeah. So she says multiple times, stop sending special paragraphs. You know the value I bring to Baddies. It goes against my walk with God. I generally couldn't keep going through what you and your team did to me. Now, when she said she was going on Baddies, I was thinking, Chrisean is saying she's walking with God. How are you going to be going on a show that's kind of opposite of that? I mean, it's a fighting show. There's nothing but confusion and toxicity on that show. But I mean, that's what she decided to do. It's her decision what it is that she does. So, for her to agree to go, knowing it was against her walk with God, and then go into the show and then decide what exactly. So I don't know. But anyway, she says, I actually need the money. You gonna make whatever you owe me 20 times back, which is true. Can I please have my money? And this is how I would have come at him. See where she says, can I please have my money? That's how I would have come at him. It would have been, good morning, Lemi. And then I would have, been, lots of pleases with this man here. That's how you got to come at him. Anyway, I don't think it's working now. I don't think that saying please to him is going to work now, though. But anyway, she says, I need it. You breached the contracts. Whoop-de-doo. He says, you truly believe I would entertain a call or FaceTime with you after you publicly disparaged me and the Zeus network, referring to both as demonic and making egregiously false, ungodly, and defamatory statements about my character and company. That level of disrespect and lack of accountability is unacceptable. I have no interest, I guess he's saying here, in talking with you. It kind of cuts off there. So his caption here says, more blanks from Chrisean. Chrisean responds, you blanked up first though. You got over. It's just the fact that you have a chance to make blank right. You decided not to. Then you playing like you allowed to do that. Mark my words, you're finished. I gave you a chance to make it right. And I think, when she's saying, mark my words, you're finished, she's basically saying that, karma, that's what I'm getting from that. That's definitely not how Lemi took it. And she really has to be careful what she puts in writing to this man. He responds back, Miss Rock, you truly need to see God and rediscover his presence within you. The way you're representing him is deeply misguided. Making blanks as though you possess divine authority is not only delusional, but also spiritually dangerous. I'm not sure whether your behavior stems from substance use or deeper mental and emotional struggles, but either way, your words and actions are only worsening your situation. I generally pray for your healing, clarity, and peace for you, your family, and your overall well-being. So it's like, a situation like this, Chrisean cannot handle herself. She really needs someone else to step in and handle it for her. Maybe a lawyer or a public relations person, somebody that can look at that contract. That's just my humble opinion. Some of you may say no. She can do it herself. She can talk any old way she wants to him. But that's just not how I would approach a situation like this. And, like you guys, I have questions. When she's saying that she wants her money, is she saying she wants the whole 200K? If that's the case, I don't think she should be entitled to the full 200 if she didn't finish the season. She should be getting some of that if she was filmed, but not all of it. So I think we're missing some other parts of this. And if y'all recall, guys, this is not the first time that this has happened where Chrisean and Lemi have had a dispute over money. So what's that old saying? Twice bitten, once shy. Why did she feel that she could go into the situation again? And why did she feel so confident that she wouldn't be in the same sort of situation, same sort of trouble? So he had some more to say on his Instagram stories. He said, Miss Rock has received multiple payments from Zeus Network for her participation on Baddies USA, up to the point at which she voluntarily abandoned production and materially breached her agreement. As such, Zeus Network is under no further obligation to provide additional compensation to an individual who failed to fulfill her contractual obligations and is in clear breach of the terms and conditions set forth in her agreement. And just a little sidebar here, I have heard that in the Zeus contract itself, it says they're not allowed to tussle, but this is a tussling show. So they can really breach those ladies at any time. So, my advice to Chrisean is try to find someone else that can help you navigate this. And you know what? Your friend Scotty, why don't you give your friend Scotty a call and see if she can help you maybe talk to Lemi so that he can give you your money? That would be my advice. Do y'all have any advice for Chrisean? Guys, definitely let me know your thoughts on the situation. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.